Hey YouTube, it's me, it's the man who likes to RNT, dropping a fresh VID for you today. And I gotta be honest, guys, I had plans for different types of videos this week. I was going to do a career retrospective on The Undertaker, and trust me, I still will, because his career is definitely one that deserves to be talked about. I was also going to make a video on how I would book the return of Finn Balor now that he's back with the company, but I'm going to wait till after SmackDown tonight to do that because I want to be sure everybody is going to be on the show they're going to be on for the foreseeable future. So that'll be another video that's coming. But then something happened this week that caught my attention, and I think it's wrong, and it deserves to be talked about because it's a topic that's near and dear to my heart because I, much like the rest of you, have experienced this at some point in my life, and that is bullying. And this act of bullying happened recently in WWE. I speak, of course, of the situation between John Bradshaw Layfield, JBL, if you will, and Mauro Ranallo. Um, it's no secret that JBL has bullied people in the past. You need only look at what he did to Blue Meanie, and from what I hear, attempted to do to Adam Copeland, who is Edge. Just in case you didn't know, the difference is Edge had enough moxie to step up to JBL and said, "I'm not going to stand for your BS," and that actually backed him off and earned a lot of respect with the boys. Uh, this is something that I think is completely inappropriate, and I suppose WWE has taken the stance that Mauro Ranallo has quit WWE and thusly we don't have a problem. But in fact, you do. You do because, as I mentioned, because of his previous offenses, JBL has shown himself to be someone that is willing to bully new or perceived weak people, if you will. And for a company that touts the "Don't be a bully, be a star" campaign, this to me is completely unacceptable. Now, there may be those of you out there that is saying, well, that "Don't be a bully, be a star" campaign is directed at kids, and adults need to have thicker skin and need to be able to handle stuff on their own, and they can't go running to their employer when somebody bullies them because they're just going to be told to work together. And while I don't deny that there is at least a modicum of truth in that statement, to me, if you're going to be a company that is going to actively present to people through TV and web postings that you're not going to stand for bullying and you're not going to tolerate it, then that's exactly what you need to do in your business practices with your own employees. But as we all know, Vince has a long and storied history of looking the other way, especially with wrestlers and contracted talent that have vested themselves within the company. I mean, been with them for a good number of years. One need only look at the torrid history of Pat Patterson, the first ever Intercontinental Champion of all time. For those of you who don't know, he got a lot of praise for, in the final episode of Legends House, actually coming out and admitting that he was gay, and that would normally garner a lot of praise from me for courage, but in 1992, he was released from the company for, I believe it was about a year, for making unwanted sexual advances towards a young teen boy that WWE was using to set up the ring at various shows. So that instantly takes Pat Patterson down several pegs in my prestige mind. Excuse that. That was just a little tone. But they did force Pat Patterson to resign from his position at the time, but within a year they quickly found another spot for him in the company that he was able to be back on television and nothing more was said of it. It really seems like WWE, we talk about how DX had two words for everybody. Well, there are two words that can consistently describe WWE and their business practices, and that is double standard. And this time, it has forced out a good commentator in Mauro Ranallo. Why do I like him so much? His style was very similar to Jim Ross in the early parts of his career, in that he actively told you what was going on in the ring and actually called moves as they were happening. Something that is sorely lacking in the current WWE product. Now, there may be some of you that are thinking, Mauro just needed to man up and deal with it. But sometimes the best way to deal with a situation, and when it comes to your own physical and mental health, is to simply get away from the situation. So Mauro has caught a lot of flack from haters on his Twitter feed, by the way, that are calling him weak, basically doing the same thing that people do to CM Punk when he quit WWE. And I just want to take the time right here, right now, to congratulate Mauro Ranallo on having the strength to get himself away from that situation. And rest assured that he will be able to find work at almost any other company he wants. He's that good and that smooth. I want to take this time to I have never actively called for repercussions on another wrestler on my channel, but I really would like to see WWE do something to John Bradshaw Layfield to curb his own behavior toward his peers, if you will, and to actively show not only to the rest of the boys but to the fans that, hey, when we started this "Don't Be a Bully, Be a Star" campaign, we meant it, and we are going to show you that this is something that is unacceptable and intolerable in our environment. What are your stance in the Mauro Ranallo bullying from JBL fiasco? I'll call, for lack of a better term. Post down in the comments below. Do you think I'm right in wanting to see WWE come down on JBL to discourage future behavior? Do you think I'm out of line and it just should be two adults that need to find a way to coexist with each other? Again, I want to develop a form of debate here on this channel where if you watch my video and you have an opinion on something I've said, please feel free to express it. You won't be rejected here. One of the things I love doing is talking with fellow wrestling fans about their stance, and you might get me to see things in a way that I didn't see before. If you don't want to miss a video by the Wrestling Ranter, click that subscribe button. That way you know. And just in case, because I know YouTube has been messing with their system, if you want to be absolutely sure you're being notified when a new video of mine goes live, click that little bell and you can choose whether to be emailed or get a notification on your device. If it's set to on and you've already made that choice, you're already set. There's nothing more you need to do. Thank you guys for watching. Ranter's going to get off the soapbox. I'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye.